Well, I've got my NFL stuff on, but I want to talk about the Canadian Football League as it's heading into the home stretch here. Hard to believe that it's 12 weeks have passed. It seems like yesterday that this season started. I remember anxiously waiting for this CFL season to begin. And it got a late start because it was slightly shortened, 14 games in 16 weeks, but 12 of those weeks are done, and we are now down to the final quarter. But I want to talk about what's happened the third quarter of the season, weeks 9 through 12. We saw our first overtime game, Montreal and Hamilton in week 9. That was something. I love CFL overtime because in the CFL, overtime is played the same rules as college, but the difference is in regular season it's 2 rounds. It's 2 rounds, and there are still ties. But of course, in playoff games, it just goes on until somebody wins. But I love how that's handled. It's a fun thing to watch because football overtime is very fun because it's only that one period, and it's played out at times. Um, yeah, Montreal had that big comeback. I remember watching, like, ugh. As an Argos fan, I'm going, oh my God, you can't trust Montreal about that. So I went thinking you can't trust Montreal, and now here it is, 3 weeks later, and they got the drop on us on week 12, and now it's a first place tie, and they have the tie record. They have a better division record than the Argonauts do. Yeah, yeah. Montreal mollywopped us in week 12, so now that's a big battle. But the Argos have moved up because of that great, I think that great week 10. We played twice. We beat Ottawa, and then we played Hamilton in Hamilton and won on a last second field goal. Argonauts wins in Hamilton have been very rare, so that win was just delicious. It was the icing on the cake. And elsewhere, the Stampeders. Remember when I said the Stampeders were dead? They might have a pulse after all. They've been winning games lately, though their winning streak, they won 3 in a row, though their winning streak came to an end in week 12. They they barely lost to Saskatchewan, but the BC Lions have been falling, falling, falling to the point where that loss doesn't really hurt them. They're still in third place, which is a playoff position in the division, and it's really something. Calgary was left for dead halfway through the season, and now they've gone 3-1 since then. They went 3-1 the third quarter. They went 3-1 the third quarter of the season. The only team who had a better record during that stretch was the Bombers, who didn't lose at all. And congrats to the Bombers, the reigning, defending, undisputed Grey Cup heavyweight champions. That never gets old. They are officially back in the playoffs. They're the only team. They were the only team entering this home stretch to officially be in the Grey Cup playoffs. Winnipeg clinched in week 11, and week 12 saw them clinch first place in the division. That's a prime position because first place in the division is a bye from the semifinal and a home game in the division final. So the road in the West will go through the peg. So and because of that, we have a very tight race for second place in the division. It's a pretty tight race. It's a pretty tight race now. Saskatchewan's in a distant second at 6-4. They got to second with that win over Calgary because they were pretty much neck and neck. But Calgary's still in third. Calgary's still in third place, and BC is a half game behind the Stamps at 4-6. Calgary's 5-6. So that's going to be a very tight race in the final 4 weeks. Because second place is important too. Second place is a playoff position, but it's an important playoff position. Second place means you host the division semifinal, the first, which is the opening round. You want that home field advantage. You want home field advantage in football because again, it's football is one and done. So you want to be at home. You got that good advantage. You need it, and which is why finishing first was important because you get you finish first. You don't play in the semifinal. You not only play in the final, but you get that at home, and Winnipeg has that. So Saskatchewan, Calgary, and BC are in the race for second. Edmonton's at 2-7. They are screwed. Well, even the crossover isn't really helping them because they're way behind Hamilton. Of course, as many Canadian football league fans know, the crossover only comes to play when a fourth place team in one division has a better record than a third place team in the other division. And right now, that wouldn't be the case. It would be three in the East, three in the West, because Hamilton is 5-5. Though they have been slumping, they've been falling off lately. They were once in first place. Now they've dropped to third, with only Ottawa holding them up. So yeah, Hamilton's dropped to 5-5, but the East is so close that they actually have a shot at the division. The division records are close. Montreal is 5-2 in division play. Toronto's 4-2. Hamilton is 4-3. Toronto and Hamilton are not done with each other yet. There's still one more meeting to go. Thankfully, that's in Toronto. But Montreal and Toronto are done with each other. They played the 2 games. They split. Now it's a matter of scoreboard watching and hoping that division record in Montreal's case gets a bit dented. But yeah, so it's gonna be an interesting final 4 weeks. One spot is in, and according to the CFL's website, 3 more teams can join the party in week 13. In the West, Saskatchewan can get a spot in the playoffs this upcoming week. The Riders need a win, an Edmonton loss, and a loss from either the Lions or the Stampeders to get in the playoffs. Positioning, however, they can't clinch any positioning yet, but they'll get in the playoffs if these things happen. The Rough Riders are in Montreal facing the Alouettes. That's this Saturday. The Lions head to Toronto to face the Argonauts. That's also this Saturday. Calgary heads to Ottawa to face the Red Blacks. That's this Friday. And of course, the other game in this week 13 is the Edmonton Elks hosting the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and so that's the schedule. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the one team that made the playoffs as of now, they're off. So Saskatchewan get in, and the Argonauts, can get in. All we have to do is win. All we have to do is beat BC, and we're in. Same with Montreal. If Montreal beats Saskatchewan, they're in. So looks like 3 teams could get in, have a chance to get in, but only 2 will, because Saskatchewan and Montreal play each other this week. But the playoff races will continue. There's still the battle for the East Division, and that's going to be interesting. So that's what's in store for us CFL fans heading into the final 4 weeks of the season. It's going to be a great final 4 weeks, and of course after that it's the playoffs. The division semifinals on November 28th. Yeah, playoff times. All Grey Cup playoff games on Sunday, on the same time as the NFL games. That's always fun. So the division semifinals. That's November 28th. The division final is December 5th. We know the West Division final will be in Winnipeg. We don't know where the East one is. And the Grey Cup, the 108th annual Grey Cup, that's December 12th in Hamilton. So that's what's in store for us as far as the playoffs are concerned. So that's my recap of the third quarter of this season. And I will get to week 7 of the NFL season very shortly. And if you like this video, click the like button, click subscribe if you want more of this. My stories on Vocal recapping weeks 9 through 12 of this season, they will be in the description below, so check them out if you can. And I'll be back very shortly to recap week 7 of the NFL season. So stay tuned.